Okay, I wanted to show you the keyboard a little bit better and explain the things with the accidentals, the flats and the sharps, and how the keyboard's set up. So usually I've just been showing you part of the keyboard, and here I've added a little bit more to it because the keyboard is just from C to B, and then it repeats itself in this pattern of 2 black keys and 3 black keys. And we talked about the sharp, it raises the note to the right by 1, so we call that a half step. And the flat, it lowers the note by 1, so we call that a half step. So for example, let's start with this D. And let's say I wanted you to play D sharp. Well, here's D, and the sharp raises the note by 1/2 step. So the half step is the note right next to it. It doesn't matter whether it's black or white. So I would go right here, because this note comes before the E, and this would be our D sharp. We can go back and do the same thing. If we want C, we raise it 1/2 step, C sharp. D, D sharp, E. Now if we go to the E, there is no E sharp here, but we'll talk about that in the next lesson. So let's skip that and go up here for now. F, raise it 1/2 step, so this is F sharp. G, if we raise it 1/2 step to make it G sharp, this note would be G sharp. A, and if we raise it, use a sharp to raise it 1/2 step, this would be A sharp. And then this is what I wanted to show you mainly because you can't see it with just one keyboard, but B to C is just like E to F. There is no black key in between it. And that's the thing we'll talk about in the next lessons. What do we do? Is there a such thing as an E sharp or a B sharp? And we go the other way too. So the flat lowers the note 1/2 step. So if I go back to this D and I wanted to know where D flat is, means I lower the note 1/2 step. So I would play D right here and I would go backwards 1. So, or lower 1. So this note, we said it was C sharp if we're going up, but it's also D flat if we're going down. And then E, and if I wanted an E flat, I would go down 1. F, if I wanted to go down, well, there's no black key here, but we'll talk about that in the next lesson again. What do we do in this scenario? So we can have G, and if I want to make it G flat, A flat, B flat, and then here's the part where the keyboard repeats itself again. There is no C flat, and that's the thing again we'll talk about in the next lesson. So here we go, just repeats again. D flat, E flat, there's the tricky one again. G flat, A flat, B flat. And you remember last lesson we talked about enharmonics, meaning they're the same note, but if we're going up, we should call it sharp, and if we're going down, we rename the note um, with a flat. So it's just easier to think of it that way because if I'm playing a song and I'm going up, let's say I'm playing an F right here, and then I have to see, and I'm going up a scale, well then I'm going to go this way, so it's F sharp. But if I'm playing down a scale or something, I'm going to play the A first and make this, or let's go the G first and make it a G flat instead of the F sharp. And I hope all that made sense. If it doesn't, you can always feel free to add a comment or a question.